I'm sorry, I just got some news. Did you get the same news, Steve? Here, I
What's
wanna.
that? Breaking news.
Joe Brady is going to be the new coach here of the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, good offensive coach.
Adam
That.
Schefter, hold for one. Adam Schefter. The Bills are working to finalize a
Oh,
deal to make offensive coordinator Joe Brady their new head coach. I'm come up with an L3. Oh, there we go. We're already on it. Listen, here's why I don't like this. This is just off the top of my head. We just watched Josh Allen play one of the most undisciplined games in
right.
the history of the playoffs. Joe Brady was a part of that. He was the offensive coordinator. I just, you could have kept Sean McDermott if you were just going to keep the band all together.
There is an argument that you don't want to go in house the if that's the argument. This kind of reminds me. Remember when Bum Phillips got fired because he couldn't beat the Steelers, and then eventually the Raiders. And Bum Phillips probably had the second or third best team for about 5 years, right, or at least four. Kept running into steel curtain, and then they got rid of Bum. And if I recall correctly, the Oilers went in-house with a guy by the name of Ed Biles, and it was a disaster. So to your point, if you want to blow the whole thing up, that means you have to go not in-house. You have to bring someone in new. But Joe Brady's a bright offensive mind. I still always know him for engineering the greatest college offense I've ever seen, 2019 LSU, led by Joe Burrow. He was the passing game coordinator for that program that year. But Jason, I have a question, though. With as much money as these guys make nowadays, it's different than 1985. That game-winning check for the Pro Bowl, because I know they were the
Whoa,
winner
whoa,
share.
whoa, 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 whoa. We can't just flip back to the Pro Bowl when the
Why not?
Bills just hired Joe Brady. Over, I mean,
Why
this,
not?
Josh Allen, the best player in the league, just got a new coach. The Bills just melted down in one of
He's
the
easily the best
biggest
player in the
playoff
league.
flops ever. This is fascinating that they go with
It
Joe
is?
Brady.
No, I think it's a hire. Okay, Joe, look, I'm a Josh Allen fan. Is he really the best player? I'd have to think about that.
He's one of the best, and again, listen. There's multiple layers to this. When news like this drops, I used to say it all the time. It's like a journalism philosophy. News drops into a puddle of water, and it creates all these ripples. And covering the ripples, that's where the actual news is, and that's what's interesting. Joe Brady just got hired, drops into a puddle. It creates all this ripple effect. Do you understand we've now had 7 coaches hired and not one brother? The racial idolaters are about to melt
Well,
down.
I want to see what the reaction is of who's that guy, Dominic Foxworth. He's probably having a mental breakdown right now. Jason, you know one part I don't like about this Brady hire? I don't believe he's ever been a head coach.
Of course, no.
That's one thing that does concern me. But maybe with this elevated position, he is now has more license to actually coach and discipline Josh Allen. Like you say, he's the best player. I think he's top 5. But there's certain things about his game. He still one hops a lot. He missed too many layups. I think sometimes he's like a wild bronco. He's a bull in a china shop. Sometimes I just want him to make the easy play and be done with it. These are the things that he's got to work on. I also think the general manager, hey, buddy, you don't have Andre Reed out there. There is no Peerless Price. So, yeah, there's a story, but, Josh Allen got a guy fired, and now the pressure's on to deliver.
I don't think Josh Allen got him fired either, though, Steve. I think we watched
You're right.
I think we watched 2 press conferences from NFL owners that's like, Steve Bisciotti was like, man, this guy's a leader. He's got some charisma to him. He's got a vision. And then we saw Terry Pagula. And we saw an old man, looked a little Mr. Magoo-ish, that has a lot of money, owns a team, but doesn't really know what he's doing. Again, we just watch, and again, I'm hoping Joe Brady works because I'm rooting for Josh Allen. But we just watched Josh Allen play a very undisciplined game that cost his team. And now his buddy, a young guy, offensive coordinator, who is going to be beholden to Josh Allen. He couldn't have got the job without Josh Allen. So the leverage, the power dynamic is off. They've really given Josh Allen even more say-so over the franchise with this hire. The Buffalo Bills and Terry Pagula should have never fired Sean McDermott if this is the route they're going to go.
I think there's an argument for that. Look, I am not a fan because the Buffalo Bills have an expectation. You still have Josh Allen in his physical prime. The window's closed faster than ever. I almost got the sense maybe the window is closed on this group of Bills. But I go back to this. Joe Brady has never been a head coach that I know of at a major level. And, he was rumored for a lot of college jobs, Jason, after the LSU run. And he flat out said, I hate recruiting. I'm not doing it. I don't blame him. And he's kind of bounced around. He's been successful, but I do not disagree. But with expectations and responsibility comes great power. And you know that old phrase, right? Well, I think the pressure is really on Josh Allen now. Be a more disciplined football player. There's heightened pressure now because you can make the argument, all right, Josh, you got your guy. You have to make this work now.
Here's the other deal that I'm trying to figure out. Who's the defensive coordinator in Buffalo?
That beats me.
Bobby Babbage? Yeah, because again, they have to upgrade at the defensive coordinator position, and can Joe Brady do that? Is it being the general manager? Is he going to do that? I don't like, off the top of my head, I don't like this hire. But, obviously could be 1,000% wrong. I would, if they brought in an outsider offensive coordinator that's a young guy, not necessarily beholden to Joe Brady, I'd have no problem with that. But basically hiring the young guy that just was in cahoots with Josh Allen as Josh Allen melted down in one of the most undisciplined performances, this is a wild hire. And I'm just telling you, we've gone 7 straight hires now, and we have the Raiders, the Browns, and the Cardinals. You could make a case those are the 3 worst franchises in the NFL. And they're going to get the 8th best coach, perhaps, out of this coaching cycle, and there's going to be immense Rooney Rule pressure on them. This is how bad organizations stay bad. And if I remember right, it seems like Tom Brady's supposed to be playing an elevated role in Las Vegas. And it doesn't seem like he's making anything happen. He's so busy with his TV responsibilities. Maybe he just hasn't had time. I'm shocked that the Raiders are in this position, that with Tom Brady supposedly playing an elevated role in this. The 3 worst teams in the NFL are in the 3 worst positions during this hiring cycle. This is how the bad teams stay bad.